Mamata Kiyar, Assistant Professor, Government First Grade College, Tiptur. Today I explain about the problem on flexible budget. This is the problem. The expenses for production of 10,000 units in a factory are furnished below. Materials rupees 70 per unit. Labor rupees 25 per unit. Variable factory overhead rupees 20 per unit. Fixed factory overhead rupees 1 lakh. Direct variable expenses rupees 5 per unit. Selling expenses 10% fixed rupees 13 per unit. Distribution expenses 20% fixed rupees 7 per unit. Prepare a budget for production of 10,000 units, 8,000 units and 6,000 units. Show also unique and total cost at each level of production. So this is the problem. So in this problem, the expenses for production of 10,000 units in a factory are furnished below. 10,000 units ಅನ್ನ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂತೆ ಕೆಳಕಂಡ ಮಾಹಿತಿಯನ್ನು ಅವರು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೀಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ಸ್ rupees 70 per ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಲೇಬರ್ rupees 25 per ಯೂನಿಟ್. ವೇರಿಯಬಲ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರಿ ಓವರ್ಹೆಡ್ rupees 20 per ಯೂನಿಟ್. ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರಿ ಓವರ್ಹೆಡ್ rupees 1 lakh. ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ವೇರಿಯಬಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್ rupees 5 per ಯೂನಿಟ್. ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂಥ ಮಾಹಿತಿಯನ್ನು ನೀಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಸೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್ 10% ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ಡ್ rupees 13 per unit. Here the amount are rupees 13 per unit. So in this 13 per unit the 10% are fixed. The remaining 90% are variable. Distribution expenses 20% fixed rupees 7 per unit. Per unit ಗೆ 7 rupees ಇದೆ. So 7 rupees ಅಲ್ಲಿ 20% fixed ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. In remaining 80% variable ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Prepare a budget for production of 10,000 units, 8,000 units and 6,000 units. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ 10,000 ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂತೆ ಹಾಗೆ 8,000 ಮತ್ತು 6,000 ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂತೆ ಬಡ್ಜೆಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಶೋ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಯುನಿಕ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಅಟ್ ಈಚ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್. ಈಚ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ತೋರಿಸ್ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ problem. So let's see how to solve this problem. So this is the format of flexible budget. Okay, so this is the format of flexible budget. So here particulars 10,000 units. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋಂಥ ಡೀಟೈಲು 10,000 units ಇದೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ 10,000 units ಅನ್ನು ತಗೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. Then 8,000 units and 6,000 units. Under this, the amount and cost per unit. Under the particular, first we are enter the materials. So materials rupees 70 per unit. Material, the amount of the per unit rupees 70. So cost per unit 70 rupees kottidare. So using this amount, now we calculate the amount. So it calculate as 70 per unit into 10,000 units. So now the amount are 7 lakh rupees. So here it is the variable. The variables cost per unit are same in all levels, but the amount are changed. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಪರ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಲೆವೆಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಸೇಮ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅಮೌಂಟು ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ನಾವು under the 8,000 unit, the cost per unit are rupees 70. So 70 into 8,000 unit, now the amount are 5,60,000. So similarly, we are calculated in the 6,000 unit. The cost per unit are rupees 70. So 70 into 6,000 units, the amount are 4,20,000. So in this way, we calculate the materials for 10,000, 8,000 and 6,000 units. And the next expenses, that is the labor. Labor, here rupees 25 per unit. So per unit is 25 rupees. So this 25 rupees are multiplied with the 10,000 units. So 10,000 units ಜೊತೆ ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ multiply ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ amount ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ 2,50,000 rupees. So now the cost per unit are constant in all level. So cost per unit under the 8,000 units, that is also 25. So this 25 are multiplied with the 8,000 unit. So now the amount are rupees 2 lakhs. Under the 6,000 unit, the cost per unit are the 25 rupees. So it's multiplied with the 6,000 unit. So now the amount are 1,50,000 rupees. And the next, that is the direct variable expenses. The direct variable expenses, rupees 5 per unit. The cost per unit are the rupees 5. So it is entered under the cost per unit and it is multiplied with the 10,000 unit. Now the amount are 50,000 rupees. So in 8,000 and 6,000 also the cost per unit are 5. So under the 8,000 unit, the 5 into 8,000, now the amount are 40,000 rupees. And next for the 6,000, so here the cost per unit are the 5 rupees. So it is multiplied with the 6,000 unit. Now the amount are 30,000 rupees. Cost per unit ಅನ್ನು number of units ಇಂದ multiply ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ amount ಎಷ್ಟು ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತಿಳಿಯುತ್ತೆ. And the next one, so that is the prime cost. The all direct expenses, the total amount are called as the prime cost. That is the material, labor and direct variable expenses. So ಇಷ್ಟು ಟೋಟಲ್ ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು prime cost ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. So now the amount of the prime cost for the 10,000 unit, the cost per unit are 100, amount 10 lakhs. Under the 8,000 unit, the cost per unit 100, amount 8 lakh. Under the 6,000 unit, the cost per unit 100 and the amount 6 lakh rupees. So this is the prime cost. This is the total of all direct expenses. And the next one, that is the add factory overhead. So here the variable factory overhead rupees 20 per unit. So first we are take the variable overhead. The cost per unit are the 20. So cost per unit 20 ಇದೆ. So now we calculate the amount, that is the 20 into 10,000 unit. Now the amount are 2 lakh rupees. So this is the variable. The cost per unit are the same in all level. So now the 8,000 unit, the cost per unit are rupees 20. So it is multiplied with the 8,000 unit. So the amount are 1,60,000 rupees. And next for the 6,000 unit, the cost per unit are 20. So it is multiplied with the 6,000 unit. So that is 20 into 6,000, 1,20,000 rupees. So this is the factory overhead, that is the variable overhead. And the next, that is the fixed factory overhead rupees 1 lakh. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನೇ ಅವರು ನೀಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರಿ ಓವರ್ ಹೆಡ್ ಅನ್ನ. ಈಗ ಅದನ್ನ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಓವರ್ ಹೆಡ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆರ್ rupees 1 lakh. So now the cost per unit, that is 1 lakh divided by 10,000. So 1 lakh divided by 10,000 ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ cost per unit ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ? That is rupees 10. So in the fixed overhead, the amount are constant, but the cost per unit are changed. For the 8,000 unit, here also the amount are 1 lakh rupees So now the cost per unit are 1 lakh divided by 8,000 unit. So now the cost per unit 12.5. And the next for the 6,000 unit, here also the amount rupees 1 lakh and the cost per unit are calculated as 1 lakh divided by 6,000 units. So now the cost per unit are 16.67 rupees. So in the fixed overhead, the cost per amount are same in all the level, but the cost per unit are changed, okay, in the fixed overhead. And the next, we calculate the work cost. The work cost means the prime cost plus factory overhead. ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರಿ ಓವರ್ಹೆಡ್ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಅನ್ನು ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ವರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ದ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ವರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ 10,000 ಯೂನಿಟ್, that is the cost per unit 130 rupees, and the amount are 13 lakhs, and the 8,000 unit, the cost per unit are 132.5, amount 10,60,000. In the 6,000 unit 136.67, amount 8,20,000. So this is the works cost. And the next, the same format will continue. Add office and administration overhead. In this problem, there is no any information related to office and administration overhead, so it is the nil. And the next one, and selling and distribution overhead. Here the selling expenses and the distribution expenses. So first, the selling expenses. In the selling expenses, the 90% are variable. Here they shows as 10% fixed, the remaining 90% are variable. Here first we calculate the 90%. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 10% ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಇನ್ ಮಿಕ್ಕಂತ 90% ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ವೇರಿಯಬಲ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ವೇರಿಯಬಲ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಸೊ ವೇರಿಯಬಲ್ ಅನ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ದ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಪರ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ rupees 13 ಇದೆ. ಈ 13 rupees ಮೇಲೆ 90% ಅಂದ್ರೆ 13 into 90 divided by 100 ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ವೇರಿಯಬಲ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಪರ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅನ್ನೋದೇ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ 13 into 90 divided by 100, that is 11.7 rupees. So now we calculate the amount as the 11.7 into 10,000 unit. So now the amount are 1,17,000. So in the 8,000 and 6,000 units level, the cost per unit are the same. So in the 8,000 unit, the cost per unit are 11.7. So it is multiplied with the 8,000 unit. So now the amount are 93,600. In 6,000 units, the cost per unit are the 11.7 and it is multiplied with the 6,000 unit. So now the amount are 70,200. And the next, the remaining 10% are fixed. So the 13 rupees 13 per unit. So in this the 10% are fixed. So 13 into 10 divided by 100. So now the cost per unit are 1.3. It is multiplied with the 10,000 unit. So that is 13,000 rupees. So in the fixed, the amount are same in all levels. So under the 8,000 unit, the amount are the same, 13,000 rupees. So the cost per unit are calculated as the 13,000 divided by 8,000. 13,000 ಅನ್ನ 8,000 ಇಂದ ನಾವು ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಪರ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. That is the 1.63. And next for the 6,000 unit, the amount are the same, that is the 13,000 rupees. The cost per unit are 13,000 divided by 6,000. So cost per unit are 2.17. And the next, that is the distribution expenses. So in the distribution expenses, here the 20% are fixed. The 20% are fixed and the remaining 80% are variable. Here rupees 7 are per unit. Per unit value are 7 rupees. ಈ 7 rupees ಅಲ್ಲಿ 20% fixed ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, in 80% variable ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. So first we entered the 80% variable. It means rupees 7 into 80 divided by 100. So now the cost per unit are 5.6 rupee. So and calculate the amount as the 5.6 into 10,000 units. So now the amount are 56,000. So in the variable, the cost per unit are the same in all levels. That is the 5.6. And this 5.6 are multiplied with the 8,000 units. So now the amount are 44,800. Under the 6,000 unit, here also the cost per unit are 5.6. And this 5.6 are multiplied with the 6,000 unit. The amount are 33,600. So this is the variable. And the remaining 20% are fixed. It means rupees 7 into 20 divided by 100. So 20% fixed. The cost per unit are 1.4. And this 1.4 are multiplied with the 10,000 unit. Now the amount are 14,000. So in the fixed, the amount are constant in all levels. So fixed ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಸೇಮ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಪರ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ 8,000 ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ 14,000 rupees. So this 14,000 divided by 8,000 unit, the cost per unit are 1.75. In 6,000, the amount are also 14,000 and 14,000 divided by 6,000 unit. So now the cost per unit are 2.33. So this is the calculation of the distribution expenses, variable and the fixed. And the next, that is the total cost of sales. The total cost means the all prime cost plus all overheads. Prime cost plus factory overhead plus office and administration overhead and plus selling and distribution overhead, that is called as the total cost. So istanu add ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುವಂತ total cost amount under the 10,000 unit, that is the 15 lakh. Cost per unit 150. Under the 8,000 units, amount 12,25,400. Cost per unit 153.18. In the 6,000 unit, amount 9,50,800 and the cost per unit are 158.47. So this is the total cost or the total cost of sales.